All right, let's jump right into it, because today's explainer is covering a match that literally just permanently etched itself into football history. We're breaking down the stunning 2-0 victory of Spain over France in the 2026 World Cup semifinal under the bright lights of Dallas Stadium. Let's strip back all the raw emotion and look directly at the tactics, the numbers, and the historical echoes that made this result so profoundly shocking to the football world. Here's the roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the final before the final, dive into the tactical masterclass, crunch the numbers in by the numbers, look at the aftermath and reactions, and finally, explore the echoes of history. Part 1. Final before the final. The juggernauts versus the wall. You really have to look at the sheer contrast in how these two titans actually made it to Dallas. On one side, you've got France, a total juggernaut. Going in, their front four had combined for a staggering 13 goals and 10 assists. Plus, and this is wild, 0 goals conceded in the knockout rounds. They were pretty much perfect. Then you have Spain, the immovable wall. Before letting one slip against Belgium in the quarters, Unai Simon had built this historic 519-minute clean sheet streak in World Cup play. So we're setting up the ultimate clash of philosophies, right? France's explosive, irresistible force going up against Spain's patient, impenetrable wall. And you know, these philosophies manifested perfectly in the starting 11. Both managers, Didier Deschamps for France and Luis de la Fuente for Spain, actually mirrored each other with a 4-2-3-1 formation, but the intentions completely worlds apart. France's setup was entirely built to maximize that terrifying, explosive pace of Kylian Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele, and Mikel Oyarzabal. Spain, meanwhile, anchored by Rodri and Fabian Ruiz in the middle, their structure was all about control, possession, and just pure patience. The massive question hanging over the stadium before a ball was even kicked was simple. Could Spain's collective structure actually contain France's individual blistering pace? Section 2, the tactical masterclass, dismantling the layup. Okay, let's walk through exactly how this played out, because right at the 22-minute mark, the whole match tilted. Lamine Yamal makes this brilliant run into the box and gets clipped by a clearance attempt from France's Lucas Digne. The ref, Yvonne Barton, points straight to the spot. Now, this was highly debated. Replays definitely suggested the ball might have grazed Yamal's arm right before the foul, but VAR checks it and the penalty stands. Mikel Oyarzabal steps up and coolly slots it home, 1-0. Literally 2 minutes later, at 24 minutes, absolute disaster strikes for France. Their key center back, William Saliba, pulls up injured without any contact at all. That is literally a manager's worst nightmare. He comes off for Lacroix, and France's structure is noticeably rattled. Fast forward to the 58th minute, and here comes the killer blow. Right back Pedro Porro surges into this massive pocket of space, collects a sweet pass from Dani Olmo, and calmly finishes it to make it 2-0. So how exactly did Spain pull this off? Well, the Spanish press has this fantastic phrase for Luis de la Fuente's modernized approach. Tiki-taka con un poquitín de magia por las bandas. Basically, tiki-taka with a little bit of magic down the wings. Spain didn't just casually pass the balls side to side to bore everyone. They blended their classic, suffocating possession with a much more direct, aggressive, winger-focused threat. It's a massive evolution, and it completely dismantled France's defensive structure. Moving on to Section 3, by the numbers, the statistical reality. 0. Just let that number sink in for a second. That is the exact number of shots on target the mighty French attack managed during the entire first 45 minutes of this match. Think about that. The most feared attacking unit on the planet was completely, utterly suffocated by Spain's control. Let's build out the full picture here. Look at France's front three of Mbappe, Dembele, and Olise. Across the entire 90 minutes, they managed a measly 5 combined shots for a 0.15 expected goals. 0.15. Compare that to Spain's efficiency. Spain only took 2 shots from inside the penalty box all game long, but actual goals, 2. They were absolutely brutally clinical when they got into the danger zone, while France was neutralized into settling for mere half chances from way outside. Now, you might be looking at the overall stats and thinking, wait a minute, France actually had 3 shots on target to Spain's 2. How is that a masterclass? Well, the crucial detail here is shot quality. France was forced into really low percentage shots from outside the danger areas, and when they finally did test the goal, Spain's keeper Unai Simon was a brick wall, maintaining a flawless 100% save rate. Spain's 2 shots on target were a penalty and a one-on-one breakaway. Quality completely, absolutely eclipsed quantity. Section 4. The aftermath and reactions. Dueling perspectives. Post-match, Didier Deschamps absolutely did not hold back. He pointedly called out the referee, Yvan Barton, saying, "I ask you, is the referee up to the task of officiating a semifinal? It is not just the penalty in question, it is an accumulation of things." We are reporting this impartially because it became a massive talking point, especially regarding that debate over whether Lamine Yamal handled the ball before winning the penalty. Deschamps clearly felt the officiating was a compounding major issue for his squad. But, to give you the full picture, Deschamps also made a very candid tactical admission. He acknowledged, "Today they defended extremely well. They left us very little space. On top of that, because we made technical mistakes, it became difficult." It was honestly a rare moment. You have the manager of this seemingly invincible team having to openly admit they were simply out-organized on the night. Over on the Spanish side, though, pure jubilation mixed with immense tactical pride. Pundits were raving about three main pillars of this win. First, Rodri. He put on a Ballon d'Or level masterclass out there, just completely dictating the tempo of the midfield. Second, you have teenage center back Pau Cubarsí. The kid treated a massive knockout match against Mbappe and Dembélé like it was a light Tuesday training session. Just unbelievable calm. And third, total structural trust. Spain aggressively pushed their fullbacks like Pedro Porro forward against a lethal French counterattack. That takes serious guts and immense trust, and obviously it paid off perfectly with Porro's goal. Which brings us to Section 5, Echoes of History, Chasing the Ghosts of 2010. This is the big question absolutely dominating football media right now. Is this 2010 all over again? Think back to 2010. A brilliant Spanish team defeated a major European rival, Germany, in a World Cup semifinal by asserting total control right before going on to win their first ever start. The structural echoes here are undeniable. While the tactics have definitely evolved from pure tiki-taka to something much more dynamic, the dominance, the midfield mastery, and that collective team cohesion, it all feels incredibly familiar, doesn't it? But hold on, before we go ahead and crown Spain, we really have to acknowledge the history made on the losing side. Even in defeat, Mbappe's tournament was historic. He finishes with 8 goals in this tournament alone. He now has 20 career World Cup goals. He actually officially surpassed the great Pelé in overall World Cup goal contributions. So yeah, France lost the match, but Mbappe leaves Dallas with his individual status as an absolute World Cup icon completely undeniably intact. So we're essentially left looking at two wildly different trajectories that completely shift the landscape of world football. France is suddenly at a massive crossroads. A seemingly unstoppable golden generation was just abruptly halted, and serious questions are already swirling about the future of Deschamps' tenure. Meanwhile, Spain is on this rapid, thrilling ascent. They are confidently marching forward, built on absolute structural trust, hunting down their nation's second World Cup star. Which leads us directly to our final, lingering thought for this explainer. Spain survived the final before the final. But can they actually complete this 16-year journey? Waiting for them in New Jersey will be either the defending champions Argentina or a very hungry England side. So I'll leave you with this. In an era so heavily dominated by individual superstars and sheer athletic pace, did Spain just prove that the ultimate weapon in football is still supreme? Collective structure? The football world is absolutely waiting to find out. Thanks for joining me to unpack this monumental upset and keep exploring the tactics that shape the beautiful game.